where a team has said pretty much, "Oh no, we not playing in the bowl game"?
It doesn't happen often. Normally, it's just players saying that we're not playing. Normally, it's a tragedy happens or something happening in the program, and they decide not to play. But this normally does not happen. No.
But the fact that Notre Dame, Kansas State, Iowa State, Florida State, University of Kansas, Central Florida, Temple, Rutgers, Baylor University, and Auburn University have all declined the bowl bid. What does this say in regards to how the college football playoffs may be interrupting the other bowl game, like the whole landscape of bowl play or bowl season? And you as a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, are you all excited about going to the Pop-Tart Bowl? No joke. I got the email. They said they going to the Pop-Tart Bowl and they playing BYU.
Yes, no doubt about it. I am excited, and the reason why is because it's extra practice for 5-0, the backup quarterback. The youngsters is extra practice, and you have an opportunity to get 10 wins. That's huge. If Tech had been 8-3, I wouldn't be so excited to go 9-3. But to finish the season, probably ranking in the top 15 and having 10 wins, that's an opportunity I think Georgia Tech is and going to be very proud they took. However, when that list you just pulled up on the screen, only one team, Notre Dame is the only team that doesn't have an excuse. I'm going to excuse Kansas State and Iowa State, although both of those teams got fined $500,000 for rejecting the bowl. Kansas State lost their head coach, team in disarray, and they didn't want to play. Iowa State just last week lost their coach, Coach Campbell, to Penn State. That's why they didn't want to play. Rutgers, Florida State, Auburn, Temple, USF, Kansas. They were
UCF, Central Florida.
Yeah, UCF, Central Florida. They were all sent to home. Their players had dispersed already, and they didn't think they were going to get an invitation, being in 5-7. So
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Because this is again where we go 5. How do you get a bowl invite 5-7? That's not even a winning season.
Yeah, because they didn't have enough people to fill the bowls. A lot of people were backing out. The bowls were Notre Dame, Kansas State, and Iowa State. When they started backing out of the bowls, the only available teams that were left to be invited to a bowl weren't bowl eligible. Was under 6 wins. That's why.
That's as bad as giving out championship rings to runner-ups.
No, that is not as bad because again, that's filling the sponsorship and that's having to fill teams in these bowl games that those guys pay for.
But what is the reward? Yeah, you're rewarding it because before you had to at least have a winning season or 6 wins, right? Be 6-6 to be bowl eligible. Yes. Now you saying because they don't have enough teams, they just call in the biggest schools and say, "Hey, are you available? Because we want you at our bowl."
No. There was a criteria to that as well. Strength of schedule, winning percentage, who you beat for those teams that invited to certain bowls. Vaughn, no doubt about it. And get this. What would you rather be done? They cancel the bowl game and lose millions and millions of dollars? So
you gonna have to fix
somebody to fill it up.
Yeah, you gonna have to do something rather than offer a bowl game to the team that's 5-7 when the last 20 years if you didn't get 6 wins, you're not bowl eligible. You shouldn't be playing in a bowl.
So what are you gonna do then? What would you suggest they do then?
They're gonna have to give fiercer penalties to the ones that's turning it down, but don't give the losers the opportunity to play in a bowl game.
No, I'm talking about what would you do this year?
Again, this year is already what it is. I don't know. That's for them to figure out. It's not my job.
Well, you complain about these losers. There's a loser going to fill the bowl game, but they got to go to the 5-7 to get that bowl game. What's the big deal?
We got to figure it out.
Everybody know that everybody knows in the paper. Me, you talking about now. I know a 5-7 team, and they show up and the guys are about to match up. when they show it in the pregame conversation, when they show it while the game is going on, everybody would know they're 5-7. They're not getting credit for that. We know the situation why they're getting invited.
Not everybody knows because again, before you just talk, I didn't know the team was 5-7 because I would rather not watch them than cut it on. But I mean, again, sponsors trying to make their money. That's the college football. College football is just making bigger issues for everybody else. Whether we talking about NIL, whether we talking about the college football playoffs, whether we talking about the 5 conference champions, the top 5 conference champions, it's just getting bigger and bigger issues. To now, the issue is they decline in bowl bids because they feel some certain way, or maybe their coaches got left because they offered them jobs, or half of the players is sitting out. Whatever the case is, it's a lot of programs that's in disarray right now, and that's for the college football committee and everybody else to figure out. Ohio State.
So you using that loosely, man. You're using that too loosely. Where do you get off, or what do you think, or where have you been reading there's a lot of programs in disarray? Name 5 that's in disarray.
Obviously, the ones that's declining to play a bowl game. But again, if you have to reach out to the bottom of the barrel, if you got to reach out to the bottom of the barrel just to try and fill your roster, then you probably shouldn't be having it.
Who's got to do that?
You just said that's what the sponsors got to do so they can have a bowl game.
No, but you said program. You said teams are in disarray. What teams are in disarray?
Teams is in disarray because you saying they don't have a head coach no more. The head coach is gonna left.
No, Kansas State has got a head coach. That's why they're getting fired. It's just not the coach at 11 in the midnight hour. They're not prepared. The new coach is not prepared. Iowa State, that coach went to Penn State.
But that's what I'm saying. That when I say disarray, meaning the team ain't intact right now. Whatever changes that may occur because the coaches done got hired somewhere else or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason, these teams can't play. Or they choosing not to play. Huh?
Yeah, they're fine. Iowa State is fine. They're coaching going forward. They got another recruit. They have the spring ball. That's not disarray. That's just not playing a bowl game without the head coach that started the season. Same as Kansas State. The other guys that you talked about is the Florida State and UCF. The reason why they're not playing because they don't have enough people on campus. They sent them home for the break.
What about Kansas? What about Kansas?
They sent them home because they weren't around. They weren't prepared and they didn't think that they were worthy. So because
they 5-7.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
5-7 shouldn't get it. They shouldn't. Cut your phones off.
They weren't ready.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So they're not in disarray. Nobody's in disarray. And the only team that's not happy right now is BYU. No, the only team that's not happy is Notre Dame. If BYU not happy, they shouldn't be happy for the performance they just put up last Saturday. Notre Dame should be up. Notre Dame brought that on themselves. They're independent. They're the one who make their own schedule. People keep saying them being independent, but you can't pick one game where Notre Dame got beat by 34 points or in 28. No game this season. You played that game, and I'm going to play that game back with you with BYU. Tell me who's Notre Dame beat. Thank you. I don't know. You know I can pull it up. I can pull it up. I can pull it up. They beat Pitt. Yeah, they beat the draws off Pitt that beat Tech. And they beat Syracuse. So again. That's what I'm saying, but who BYU beat? Dude, I can call out the schedule to you if you want me to do that. They beat Utah. All right. Well, who cares? Why you bring up Syracuse? Who cares about that? I'm just saying they beat Syracuse 70-7. And Syracuse suck. Okay. And Syracuse suck. Okay.